Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna.
And welcome to the
We Watch It All podcast, where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for. Thank God my lines aren't that tricky,
But somehow we
they
can
are.
never remember our lines. And it's the same lines every time. Thank God we don't have to do the actual little intro with the little music sting that we have. Because imagine we had to reenact that every time.
God, no.
We would never be able to. All right, so we're here. Real Housewives of New Jersey, episode 8, Pizzagate.
I'm not really.
Yeah,
Oh, well, no.
No, they did mention that, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't feel
guess.
like the pizza was as big as the title made it seem.
Well, listen, I thought from last week's episode we were going to get down to business and we were going to have
Not
some
really.
fight scenes. No, the last week's thing.
No.
That's
I'm
what
saying not really from what they showed.
I mean, I thought they were going to get down to dirty. There was going to be
It was
fights
like-
on
it was
top of
slow
fights
in the beginning.
and there was going to be like.
I mean, Louis, I will say, lost it.
I think this was made him look the worst he's ever looked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like Reunion 2.0, where he like kind of lost it on her again.
Yeah, he definitely looked.
This was pretty bad.
And here, look, I'm not going to say, I don't even want to put this in the universe, but the way he spoke a little bit was a little of like a abusive type of person, like where,
Yeah,
or not
controlling.
abusive, very controlling type person. Now, I don't know if he knows who she is and thinks that she does need a little stronger of a approach, perhaps, and that's really what all that he's trying to do, because he did say at the end, very, very, very
It is
key
very
phrase,
much, but it's like it's kind of like she almost is marrying a therapist, because that's how he talks. But I feel like you can't talk like that all the time.
No, because what
That's
happened?
just not how people talk.
Because we'll get into it. But when she walked away from him, she lost her god darn mind. She went cuckoo birds.
Yeah.
And while he was over there, so she is still Teresa. She can pretend like she's been fixed, cured, given techniques.
Well, even Melissa said
when
that
she
about
gets
Louis.
pushed,
Louis portrays one thing. When he loses it, he's another thing.
Yeah. Let's just get into it. It begins the next morning.
Yeah.
After the cracky packy barbecue that I'm not going to lie, I would have loved to have been at, because not for the women, but to hang out with the men, because those men, I'm going to tell you this fact. They may be a little bit divided this season because of Louis, but they are having a good time.
Yeah, but even without Louis, it's not even like, not much is missing.
No. But those men are having themselves a good time.
Yeah.
I think this group of men, I was a little concerned, because, when you bring new guys in, it's like, ooh, I don't know. But I still think this group,
I don't want to, listen,
I think they all
no
gel well
offense
together.
to Danielle, but definitely Fuda fits in more than I feel like her husband fits in.
Yeah, but he seemed to jive with them.
No, he did, but I'm just saying.
But yeah, no,
because they had them separated in the beginning of like this episode where they come
Yeah.
together before Fuda and Louis and
yeah, no, I definitely,
Bill arrive. But like,
I definitely think he fits in better.
And I
he has
think
been
been here
they'll-
the whole
yeah, I
time.
think
He's
they're
their
gonna-
new Bill. He's the backup Bill in case something goes wrong with Jennifer.
Well, there already is, because
Well,
she's
no, I
already
know, but I'm
leaning
saying.
to the other side of the Tower of Pisa. So they, of course, they start next morning. Everybody getting up, stank breath, this, that, the other thing, and who's drunk, who's. I have to give them credit. I will say nobody looked really that rough shape as I thought
No.
they would have. I mean, a couple of them said. Bill said he had a headache. Fuda was, complaining a little bit about the chest. Which, listen,
Well,
I
I
give-
mean, how are you not going to wake up and
I
pain
give
with
him
that?
props, because he acted like it was all fine, but there's no way, the way they were ripping that off, like just haphazard and crazy.
Yeah, there was
like when you
nothing.
do that, you're supposed to hold the skin taut. And
You're supposed to rip a
it's-
certain direction.
Yeah. So they were just.
They were just free willy.
Yeah, and he was at one point just flapping his hand on there, ripping it off. So I give him props for that. And the wife flat out asked him, she's like, "Are you in pain?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I thought he was going to go with no, but he took it like a champ. At least in front of the guys, I will give him that. But
Yeah.
I felt like there was a lot, even though it didn't feel like a lot going accomplished. I felt like there was a lot going on conversationally.
Yeah, there was a lot of talking.
Because you had 3 distinct groups now. So you were going between, Fuda's house, Gorga's house, and Aiden. So
Yeah.
it was like, I think they were trying to do one of those things that they always do, like where they do like the same conversation. But drop
Now
in.
you have a lot more people, though, to divide it by.
It
too,
makes
which I
it
think
harder
made it
than
hard.
if you just have like flopping back and forth between 2 people having a scene like they
Yeah.
did like with Marge and
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, it's a lot harder. But I mean, they were covering it. They were definitely covering it. They deemed Jen and Bill the drunkest. Do you think so?
Oh, yeah, but I'm going to say, I'm gonna give it to Jackie here. I was like a little iffy on Jackie towards the end of this episode because I feel like she was just looking for stuff, but I'll get into it then. But I will say, she definitely was speaking some facts with saying that Bill and Jennifer Aiden really can't be around each other unless they are.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it helps. I think it takes
because
I think it
you're
takes
not
the
thinking.
I think it takes the edge off. I think it makes them a little like more pliable towards each other, and which is kind of sad because that's not good to be both drunk because somebody's falling off the side of a deck.
I just realized you put the Easter decorations out. Why is Wonder Woman sitting in the RV?
She's going for a ride.
Our Wonder Woman Funko Pops in.
Why not?
Just her little head bobbling out. Look, she made it a pop ride. All right,
there
sorry.
you go.
I just looked over at the corner of my eye to see what the cats were doing, and I see that you've enhanced the decorations here.
Yeah, you gotta just do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I was impressed that Jennifer Aiden got up, and she was the hostess, so she should have. Now, granted, they don't really tell us what times of day this is.
Yeah,
but
because it does seem like they got up and pretty much then got ready and went to a party.
Yeah,
so.
but you assume it is kind of morning-ish. Maybe it is like 10, 11, I don't really know. But she put out a big spread for her group where I feel like Melissa, I don't know if she ordered sandwiches or something. Like they were like opening wraps, or I couldn't figure out what she was doing there, but I was pretty. And then
I would expect like the Rachel's maybe not to have a lot because she's prepping for a party.
And I did not see a lot come across her thing, although she kept saying to people, "Do you want to come sit down at the table?" But they were only asking for coffee because it was like Dolores and Jen. Fez. I can't remember
the Fez was there.
The Fez
and her man. He looks like he could be a character if you gave him the right angles. Have you seen her?
No, I do.
I feel like we got another like Marge's husband potentially with her husband.
Yeah, I think he's gonna need time to.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the first time he's really been like he had.
I think he's deciding how deep he wants to go with things.
Because even the scene with the mermaid stuff, I was like, I see the potential.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
I see the potential.
I don't. But look at her. There's no way she's married to somebody that's not a little bit as kooky as him.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know. They have to be able to get that sense of humor and stuff. So now like I said, you have the Fuda household, which is talking about Danielle and her brother's fight. Still, they're talking about like how. She got pissed and left, and I forgot about that when I rewatched it. I was like, wait a minute, she actually did leave. I didn't realize she left.
Yeah, she left with Teresa and Jennifer Aiden. They stormed out.
Yeah, I just forgot that
because that's kind of where it ended.
She left before it. Like she left,
and then they followed her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of where the episode ended.
So she made them leave again early.
No, Melissa left this party.
Oh no, that's right. Melissa left this one. Yeah.
Yeah. But what was interesting about this was actually to see Dolores giving some like input here, because Dolores is pretty even neutral, even like when she's not with the person of the conflict.
Yeah, no, Danielle did leave this party too, but she left by herself with the husband.
But they all came with their own cars. Yeah, I forgot she did leave. She did leave.
So then you have the Aiden household, which is discussing Rachel primarily as that she was starting shit with Danielle and Margaret, and then Margaret and Teresa, and I don't think she is. Was that them screaming "Ma"?
I'm not really sure what they were screaming over there, but they were screaming some.
So that was not really.
No, just regular baby cry.
It's like every time I open my mouth, it comes out of my own mouth, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't think that she is stirring the pot quite the way like Jennifer does or one of them.
Yeah.
I think she was just, she was saying like, listen, this is what they said to me. Should I be concerned about you or something? Yeah. And I don't think she didn't say much.
Well,
that's the
also
thing that
because
cracks me
like
up.
What they were saying about her was like things of like, well, you'd rather keep her as a friend than an enemy. Like they were saying stuff that you might want to go back to somebody who you think is all good and be like, is this any?
I should worry about? Yeah.
Should I really?
And I think that's what she was doing. Like they were making it sound like you're somebody I should worry about. Should I worry about you or something? Yeah. And then of course Teresa's just annoyed because she feels like I don't know, she was looking for trouble or whatever. And then at the Gorga house, they bring up Melissa's mom. That's kind of their main thing.
And they do talk about Danielle because.
Yeah,
I don't know
they
if you
talk about
caught
Danielle
Melissa.
a little bit,
She did a pretty damn good impression of Danielle's accent.
Yeah.
Did you get that? I was like, okay, Melissa, that was pretty
I
good,
saw
that one.
They were like saying that they know, like Teresa knows, like at this point that she cannot seem to not offend, but get to Melissa, but she knows that her family and her mom is the weak spot. So of course, she's finally gonna start hitting there because where has this information been all this other times?
You know what? That's literally what I wrote
because
on my notes. I was like,
together multiple times, and they show her being very nice.
But no, not even that, because like right after this, they start talking about the whole pizza thing. It's weird to me that back-to-back episodes, there's just this new information that nobody knew about, like the whole Melissa's mom, this whole pizza restaurant. Maybe people did. I personally didn't know about either of these things.
that was kept very quiet. Whatever was going on with that thing, there was always like rumors that something happened between him and Louis, but nobody could, like a deal gone bad, nobody could figure out what it was.
But yeah, I just think it's weird that all of a sudden these last 2 episodes, things have now like come out. Like, you know what I mean?
And hello, you brought it up during that little segment. We get a fancy new Dolores with some brown hair.
I really liked the dark hair. I'm not gonna lie. When it first came out,
she looks very younger.
Yeah, I was gonna say that she looked younger too. Yeah. When it first came out, I was a little thrown off my feet.
She reminded me of her daughter and all. I was like, wow.
When it came back around, I was like, you know what? I really like the dark hair on Dolores.
At first, it was a little jarring because I was like, wait, what?
Well, because you're watching her in the scenes with the blonde hair, but then when they're flipping between the sit down later, I'm like,
it's a little shocking, but I think I loved it.
Yeah, it caught me off guard the first time. The second time seeing it, I was like, you know what? I like that dark hair. And you know what? I'm pretty sure I followed Dolores on Instagram. I must have missed it. She does a lot of promotional posts. Like, for example, I'm so upset. Dolores is hosting a Rumble. If you know, it's a boxing thing. Yeah. There's a Rumble opening down in Hoboken. And she's going to be there literally the night we're recording this. I was like, getting into boxing right now, so that would have been perfect. And then we could have seen the dark hair in person.
True.
That's what we needed, but whatever.
They mention, we have no idea that this is coming for us, this truth bomb. They mention Louis, and I think that's kind of how it, at the Gorga house, that's how it kind of gets into it too. They mention that they all are, look, we watched it and easily picked up, but we're also a fly on the wall. So I think we get to see a lot more than other people were seeing because we're in on all the conversations, so to speak. But they all picked up on it because the next day they all were talking about how they feel that Louis they all saw that he threw her under the bus about the mother thing and that he's trying to come across as the good guy, not the one that's causing the trouble. But meanwhile, we do have scenes, my friends, of him, episode 2 or 3.
Oh yeah,
where he was
down
bashing
with Gia
in the living room, bashing everybody.
But
at the
it is weird because I did even say later on when he pulls Melissa aside and then he has Joe come over, he really is trying to like take himself out of this narrative. In, I have nothing to do with this.
At boys' night, he was like gonna.
But it's still at boys' night. He was saying even like remember he was trying to pull himself out of this
was putting it on
narrative.
Her.
But here's my thing. You may not be the main issue of it, let's say. But if you're going behind afterwards later, whispering in Teresa's ear, like, yeah, you're right, your brother sucks.
Sure, yeah.
Is that you're still involved?
And that's what, when we get to a certain couple of scenes, you see Melissa say at the end, she's like, take your therapy back inside because you're part of the reason that we're in this predicament because you're starting it and you stir it up and then you act like you're innocent when you're not. So, of course, we get into... Teresa really starts it. She kicks it off with, there's a Teresa side that she tells and a Joe side. And of course, we all know there's the true side. So Teresa's side is that Joe came up with the idea, which Joe also says came up with the idea for a pizza oven, that they would do it together. And somehow Louis said, I guess, that he would invest in it. So he put up $250,000.
Yeah.
He went to his attorney and I guess I don't know why he would like act like what percentage would Joe get because you're an investor, so it's still Joe's thing.
Yeah, it seemed like it was supposed to be Teresa and Joe's
that would be
thing,
like if we decided
50-50 and then he's like, I'm gonna back you.
Yeah, like that's what, like, if you started a business and you got like, I'm like random pull in, but I'm watching Vanderpump Rules and the two girls, Ariana, the one that's in the situation, and Katie, are trying to open a sandwich shop. They don't want to put any of their own money up, so they're looking for investors. So when you get an investor, they're investing, and they will get a percentage back of
it's like somebody who like buys a stock.
Yeah, so...
Plus, you're already going to get more money because you're married to Teresa. Like, you're going to probably share that income to some extent.
That's what Joe assumed was happening. Like, he was, going
not
to
like
back
he was
the
going
idea.
to be a third owner of it, basically.
I think he thought he was just going to invest. So he comes back saying that he's going to give Joe a 5% of his own idea. So, of course, it's not going to go over with Joe Gorga. So she says that Joe went nuts, which I could see him doing. Yeah, I could definitely. And she told him that Louis put out all the money for this, and unless he wants to put out the same amount of money or split it evenly, then why would he think he should get half? So, of course, Louis took a loss, according to Teresa, and
Well,
that's...
it doesn't even sound like they got anywhere yet. Like, it just sounds like he maybe wrote it in the checkbook. Like, who cashed
I'm not
the thing?
really
Like, it doesn't
sure
sound...
where this money went, because
It only sounded like they had the name.
if you then go by Joe's story, Joe said that he came with this. You see a flashback. It starts with him talking to Tiki Barber and the wife, and I knew when I saw that on the show. It was a weird dynamic that, like, you knew he was holding back something, but you didn't know what it was, and you were just like, well, that's weird. Something like all of a sudden now they don't like Louis now. It was like a weird thing that was going on, I felt. So it starts with that flashback, and then you see him. He said, like, they asked him, and the producers asked both of them, like,
yeah, which the
so
producers are piping in a lot more.
Oh yeah, they're getting a little more vocal, because I think they know, there's stuff there might be missing if they don't just actually ask. So Joe says that he came up with the idea for him and his sister to do this pizza ovens, and they were going to name it after the father. Nona. Whatever it is. I don't know what his name is. So he said they were going to do it in honor of their father. So he got his nephew involved. I'm assuming that's one of Melissa's sister's kids. He got involved in helping order the ovens. So that could be where the money went, because he said Louis put the money up right away. Like, he was excited to put the money up. So he must have ordered ovens.
Yeah, which means
and that's why
if
the
they're
money
ordering
is gone.
ovens, that must have means they have sat down, talked about it,
That's-
picked which ovens they were going
I
to,
don't
like,
understand. Like, well,
to some
he
extent.
must have looked into it, Joe. It sounded like he looked into it and then said, "Look at this," like, and he made it sound like Louis was willing to jump right on it and
be like, yeah,
put the money up.
I'll buy the ovens for you guys
Yeah,
to
because
get
he
started.
said
Let's go.
he put the money up. So he figured, which cracks me up, he figured that Teresa would get 50% and that he would get 50%, meaning Louis. He said that. He says, and I figured he was going to take 50%. And then I guess he would get some. I don't know how it was going to work. So he said his nephew came and said,
Maybe he meant, like, the math is not right, but maybe he meant everybody was going to get 50, 50, 50, even
like,
though it equals
be a
150.
three-way partner
Yeah.
or something to that
Yeah.
effect. I think that's what he was trying to say. Like, it would be an even split across the
Yeah.
way or whatever. So he said that his nephew comes and says, "Did you see the boxes were ordered?" And he's like, "The boxes were ordered." And he said, "Yeah, they did a photo shoot. Teresa and her daughters did a photo shoot and called it Skinny Pizza."
First off, why would you ever call anything skinny in a Housewife franchise when Bethany Frankel exists?
Because no, she has Skinny Italian and things like that.
No,
She
I
has
know,
a couple of
but I
them.
know those are cookbooks. But I'm
Yeah,
saying
I don't know why she would-
product-wise,
I don't know why she
I
would
mean,
do
look
it
at
either.
look at what's when Sonia
I know.
tried to create an alcohol line, and all she called what she called Tipsy Girl,
Yeah.
and Bethany Frankel lost her mind. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen these pictures of Skinny Girl, have we? Pizza?
No, I don't think it ever came that
No,
far
Bethany
to
probably
fruition.
put a stop
so
to it.
he calls Louis. I guess they get into a big argument. Louis gives him some kind of, like, little bit of lip, and Teresa says, "Did you put up the money?" And so a little bit of their stories are the same. He does admit that he puts up money. So they do have a little bit of the same story going on. But Joey said that it was his idea, and that if he wanted to, he could have put up money, but he was obviously not looking to do that. So,
Well, yeah. Why is he going to put up the same
so
amount
I
of
guess
money that was just
it
paid?
put bad blood between obviously the two, and Melissa was hopeful that they were all going to actually. This
Seems
was
like
gonna,
Melissa got out of this
yeah,
clean.
now she
with her
doesn't have to
hands
deal
nice
with
and
her.
clean. No, but what I'm saying is, it sounds like she had nothing to do with the pizza thing. She just provided her nephew.
Yeah,
That's it. She walked
doesn't
away
usually.
clean-handed.
She doesn't usually try to get involved, but I mean, it's sad because each story has a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
But there are, of course, little
Also,
where they went wrong.
Appliances, never good. Look at Sonia Morgan in that toaster oven. Why would you try to go for a pizza oven? Sonia couldn't do it.
I know. So I mean, apparently this is
Oh,
the big
I'm
mystery.
trying to
that
imagine
was-
what this pizza, like, would it be like a little toaster oven?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, what do
it
you
was
mean
supposed to
by
look like.
pizza oven? Like,
And if
easy
you-
bake?
But here's my thing: if
Air
if
fryer?
you put them into production, where are they? Like, if you took the 250 to put them into production, and you got pizza
That's what I'm
ovens, like,
saying.
where are the pizza
Where are
ovens?
where are the pizza ovens?
Nobody asked us. Like, I was like, come on, why don't
That's
you
my
ask this
thing. Like,
shit?
there were some, like, left off, like, questions. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they clearly they were ready. They have physical pizzas and they have a box printed that she could take pictures with
Yeah,
too.
I don't know. Very
Where are the
interesting.
pizzas?
Very
Where are
interesting.
the, they are somewhere probably in some New Jersey warehouse. We're gonna go have to sniff them out or something. Where's the pizzas?
I don't know. But they all end up at Fuda's house in the end. And
Yeah, which
this is where it gets
but
kind
props
of tricky.
to Rachel. What I say last week, Melissa needed a gate around that bay and around the pool. Rachel had both around the pool, one,
Well, yeah, but she's got
And then,
little ones, that's why.
well, Melissa has a bunch of drunks at her house. So, but she had gates around both of them. So, props to you, Rachel. I mean, I know you definitely didn't build that between the episodes, but, you took it without the initiative of me having to call somebody out about this potential safety hazard.
Yeah. She does a nice party, too, because I will say, as much as I wouldn't probably eat 90% of what she had there, I mean,
90%, I think about 100%. It looked like it was just meat. Straight from the bone.
Maybe. I'm hoping she had some vegetables. But, yeah, she did do a lot of meat things. But they were not just your average meat. So it was interesting.
Yeah, no, it was supposed to be, like, fancy stuff. She had, like, a whole company.
Yeah, she did a lot of different stuff. And I love Jen, the Fez, comes in and she's like, I don't understand these women.
Yeah, I didn't get the mermaid either. It didn't match the theme.
I don't know what the mermaid was about. I didn't know what the lady I didn't know what the lady in the bowl was about either. To be honest with you, Teresa's thing.
No, I mean,
I know it was a love bubble,
but here's my thing. It didn't make sense because for me, what didn't make sense was the fact that it wasn't like they were doing surf and turf, or they were just doing seafood, and she was a mermaid.
No, I don't get it. I guess she was just going down the shore type stuff. I don't know, but
mermaid.
Jen Fezla didn't have a problem sitting down, just snapping a picture and telling her husband to make me look thin.
I know. See, the husband's comments there. That's where I'm like,
no, it's not happening.
I see potential in him.
Yeah, he does. He does definitely have it. So, like you said, I think Jackie, she looked good. I'm not gonna lie. She looked.
I didn't like the hair.
No, but I mean, physically, she didn't look thin. She looked healthy. She looked healthy, at a good healthy weight.
I was so distracted by the hair.
Her hair is better than what it usually is.
Oh my god.
Her hair is better than what it usually is.
That's not for Jackie. That's for them next door who just keep hitting the damn wall. Oh my god.
Okay.
Sorry. No, you know what Jackie's hair looked like to me? It looked like a priest.
Wasn't it a
But
ponytail?
she had a weird barrette on the side, so it looked like a little preschooler whose hair came home at the end of the day a little disheveled. Wasn't feeling it. No offense, Jackie. I just wasn't into it.
Look, it was better than what she used to do when she'd go down the shore and the humidity would take havoc on her.
Oh.
At least she learned her lesson and she is reeling it in.
She tried to reel it in, but I don't know. I feel like could have done something else.
But she brings up a little bit of Jen Aiden with Dolores and Rachel and who else was there? Marge? No.
I think it was everybody besides Teresa, Jennifer,
and Melissa,
and Danielle.
Yeah. And yeah, Melissa was there, I think. And she said something about her being fragile and, that what she shared with her, which she was it was a very big opportunity for her to ask her when she was 3 sheets to the wind. Almost like she knew she was going to give something up maybe or something.
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
feel
I wonder if she would have talked to her that nicely if she wasn't as drunk. So Jackie shares the information about Jen Aiden or whatever you want to call her. And
they really screwed us here with 2 Jens. But,
I know. And this is going to come back to bite her in the ass. Well, they do show it at the end in the coming attractions where Dolores shares.
Yeah, that was the mid-season trailer. That's what's coming for the rest of the season.
Yeah, so she's sharing.
Dolores doesn't care anymore. Okay?
No, of course not.
Good for Dolores.
And, that's going to come back to get her. And I'm assuming that's at that little coffee break that they decide to take together or whatever. Okay, so they kind of just put that little blurb out there about, this little thing that we know. I think that's a setup for the future of Dolores and Jen Aiden's little meeting together at, for coffee. But I'm telling you, I got to hang with these men.
I know exactly where you're going.
They are cuckoo birds. First of all, I don't want to follow Louis, but I want to follow Louis now because
what the hell is that video?
Posting things like this on his Instagram, I need to know. I need to see. I need to be involved. I need to leave some comments.
Well, we could follow all the cast on our podcast account.
Should.
And then we don't have to follow them on our personal accounts. We don't have to.
We probably should be following them, but
we will. We'll make that happen here.
But Fuda, like you said, fits right in. So he mentions right off the cuff, hey, did anybody see Louis' video? And so, of course, now they play it, which, here's my thing. If it was an Instagram story, I'm sure he didn't save it, right? Wouldn't you think maybe?
No, I don't know if they said it was an Instagram post or a story or whatever. I thought they might have said it was a post.
I don't know, but if it wasn't, then you got to be on point on this. So somebody's obviously watching them carefully, too. But
yeah.
Because they were able to play it first and show the story, and it was Nate and Bill talking about she wants to put her foot. No, she wants to put her foot there, but she doesn't want to. So you were debating whether or not you were really going to do it. So he was saying that it was about forgiveness and, God's watching.
I
blah,
think
blah,
for
blah.
me, the best part is really just Nate and Bill in the back standing behind.
Yeah, just like hovering in, like, yeah,
I'm watching.
I'm here. Which to me makes
They look like hostages.
a little bit. Or
Like, blink twice if you guys are in danger.
Yeah, so of course Joe's like, so should we do one? Of course he does. I was like, where are they going to go with this, that this is not going to be like a retaliation post?
I don't know if it was ever posted, because the guy said, "Oh, did you?"
No, he said, "Did you save it?"
I don't know if he meant he posted.
So I don't know if they did, but it was.
I feel like we would have heard it been talked about if they had posted.
It was
theirs.
very funny though, because I thought it was hilarious. Joe's like, so we were having a great party last night, and God told me that I should induct Fuda into something, or wax Fuda. I should wax somebody, and then he says, so I did, and then you just get John Fuda go, hey.
It was like, that was like perfect comedic
they
timing on him
didn't
just
know.
popping in.
Like they all lost
like,
it because
clearly
they
you could tell they were
realized
going to keep going with the video, but they just stopped because they didn't even know what to do anymore.
Trying so hard to nuzzle like up into her. Anyway, so
yeah, no, the comedic timing on that is really what makes it, is him just popping in at the end, Fuda.
The ladies contribute with, they think the mermaid's drunk. I don't know about that. Like, what would make you think the mermaid's drunk? I haven't seen her drink or near anything. She's been
Someone's been slipping her drinks or something.
She's been sitting there holding a plastic blow-up ball, like with shells on her boobs that did not look right. Like, something looked off about those two. But
it just all looked a mess. Is my question. Did the mermaid also come with her own blow-up shell, or is that Rachel's?
No, that was Rachel. She put that out there, and then the girl showed
and then
up.
the girl
yeah,
just appeared.
And of course, they bring up Melissa's mother again.
Yeah.
And guess who's walking in with the high pitch, hi, and you're like, who is she saying hello to?
Yeah, it was Teresa, but
because she's up on the street clearly.
I don't know. Maybe she didn't realize they were filming it, and she was just saying hi to like the production team, or maybe there's some
it's a fourth wall you're not supposed to break.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think
just
she
weird.
just thought she was like generally highing, and
she just knows that high pitched high can be heard for miles, and she said they'll hear me in the back. And they'll hear me all the way down in the bay.
There were so many fights that were like kind of going on simultaneously a little bit.
Bless you.
That's what you get for putting yourself in your sister's bosoms. So they start with the first little ditty, which is Margaret trying to address the stuff with Danielle, because she didn't even get to do that yesterday, because I don't know why they didn't do it at that other barbecue.
Because they only really talked about it with Teresa. Like Marge was talking with Teresa.
That seems like a long party that you could
have
found
I know.
your way over to.
It was sunny when they were talking, and it was dark when they finished talking.
You could have found your way over there.
She ended up though with the other thing, but I think what happened with Danielle was she got them pulled over to like the Jackie side of like Jackie talking behind her about the family thing, and then I think she just left by then. So like I think they never got around to doing it.
Yeah, but she pulls in Rachel. That's the only thing I do like about these two new girls, is that they don't have a problem being like the other girls would just let the fight keep going on and on and on. Like, they're just like, no, let's bring Rachel over so that she can deny that she said this, or she can admit that she said it. Like, they don't waste time with that. But the problem is, I thought Danielle was going to be the one that would be a tough one to fight with. But I'm sorry. I think Rachel is going to outdo them all, because she does not let you win.
No,
I think it's only because she says what she means and doesn't make stuff up.
This is exactly the Fez said. I think there's like, I think you could be aggressive, and she definitely showed it, because even Danielle in her sit down was like, this is a new side to her that I have not seen.
Yeah,
I told you, I said that I think she will mess with you if you mess with her first, though, which is exactly what's happening.
No, I don't
and
think
she's not going to play now. She's not going to let you win.
No, you're not going to come for her, and you're not going to throw her under the bus and any of that. And I just thought like it was a real weird scene after where she's like, we good? And she's like, yeah, we're good. She's like, you're not looking at me. Yeah, we're good. What do you want from me? I don't think you're good at all either, Danielle. I mean, I think
because like you could see the face she was making with and
I think that's what she knew. She's like, no, don't just bullshit me and say we're good and just keep walking when you know we're not good.
Yeah.
And I think she also knows that they're not good, but they just like walk away, let it go. I love Marge is just like, yeah, I'm gonna go get another water with lemon. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
also,
Marge,
just the bright pink hat with the white t-shirt, Marge.
I mean, I didn't dislike her outfit, but it was like, it was.
I mean, it's very Marge.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
It's just, it was one of those things where I was like, all right. Also, during that fight, because you were saying there was a lot of overlapping fights, if you catch it, I can't remember, but Melissa was stirring the pot with Jennifer Aiden. She was saying something to her at the exact same time. Like, they cut to it really quick. Oh my God, I can't remember what she was saying. I think it was something about that, talking about like what they were talking about, but I caught it. I was like, look at you, Melissa. over there trying to stir the pot
No,
while
I
they're
think
trying to fix it.
I think she was just trying to. I think she brought up Melissa. I think she brought up the thing about
It was really,
Jennifer
really quick.
and Aiden saying about the arsenal or something like that.
I think she brought
that
I think
little
she was
tidbit
telling
in.
them what they were talking about, but she was telling that to Jennifer Aiden like quickly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know I caught Melissa like actually
Because
stirring the pot.
I remember her saying, I didn't say anything that I wouldn't say to her face or something like that. I thought she said.
Yeah.
But, and then of course now you have Fez. She's commending Louis for going and trying to look for Melissa's mom and making things right.
Hold together, Fez.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, you better not even, because that's a whole plot scheme he's got going on there, I truly believe. And then,
well, I guess if you're in that moment and you don't realize all the stuff that is leading up to this, or, for example, what we've been seeing where we just saw, like, she doesn't know about the boys' night because her husband wasn't at that, so she doesn't know that he also was trying to, like, remove himself from the narrative there,
but
where we can see that.
Here's my thing, though, too. Like, Teresa starts telling her, oh, if my brother had told me that he wanted me to invite Donna Marco, I would have invited her. All he had to do was ask. He didn't have to go around telling all these other people. But the thing is, he just literally found this out. And you mean to tell me, at this stage of the game, where Melissa's not in the wedding, they don't even know if they're going, you think he's going to have the balls? I mean, he is very ballsy, but you think he's really going to call you up and say, why is my mother-in-law not invited, when he's not, when he's on the fence about even going?
They barely even made it through that first call where they called and they're like, you want to make peace?
She's saying that he should have called and said, oh, why didn't you invite my mother-in-law? Like, I don't think he would do that.
No, because it's kind of weird. But and even the other girls, their point is, he shouldn't have to make that call.
You shouldn't have done that.
That's like, why do you want him to make that call?
That was not the time to make a point about her mother.
I wonder, maybe it was less of making a point about the mother, and I wonder if she did that because she wanted to see him almost like beg to put him in the wedding, put her in the, like, invite her. Like, to some extent.
I think it was like something like that. He says, I'm sick of this or something like that, and he's like, I'm going to go. Oh, no, or Teresa's like, can you fix it? Go fix it. And I'm like, she says this.
No, but here's the thing.
Often. She's like, babe, can you take care of this?
No, but while she's yelling at this with the girls, that's when Louis pulls Melissa aside and talking to Louis by herself.
Yeah, no, but this was when she was talking to Fessler, Jen's like, you guys should work this out then, because Melissa was all upset. So Teresa just walks away, and that's when she ends up with the girl. She's like, babe, fix this. You fix this. So he goes and grabs Melissa and says to her, and I'm sorry, this whole thing.
Grabbed Melissa without anybody knowing.
No, I think he said, oh yeah, and he walked off to go, and then he ended up with her, so I'm assuming he was going to fix it, so he goes.
Maybe I missed that because I wrote that,
I
look
thought
at Louis being sneaky again.
No, but he went and grabbed her, and to talk to her, and he said she was upset, and she's like, well, you fix it, because she doesn't want to deal with Melissa. So when he grabbed her, the whole thing from the start to the finish was creepy. Because he grabs her, puts her over there by herself with him, which is fine. They're sitting quietly trying to have a conversation. But he, like, grabs her. He says, can I hold your hand? And I'm like,
and you could see she was kind of, like, trying to pull that hand away.
It was weird. Just talk. Like, why are you being super creepy?
Give, like, a...
He gives a creepy
vibe.
Yes.
Cultish, kind of like, let's hold hands and talk it out.
I want you to know it's sincere. No, just use your words. You don't have to, like, touch or hold hands. Like, that's just weird. So he, like, tells her that, like, I just want to talk to you about your mom. I heard you were upset. And, and they go back and forth, like, where she's like, my mom loved you. She thought you were a great guy, this, that, and the other thing and all, and unfortunately, they're talking over there. Then you get...
It cuts over and then
Teresa,
back to the main
Jackie,
group.
and them, because
it's back with Danielle.
Yeah, because they were on that, but she made a comment like, oh, I didn't know that she was that upset, and Jackie's like, yes, she was that upset because you don't talk like that about your mother, and then she starts about someone's mother, or you don't do that you shouldn't have done that, and then Teresa goes into like something about, well, she needs therapy because she has problems with her daddy issues or something.
Girl, you jumped a whole bunch.
Did I?
Yeah, like a whole bunch.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I went down to the wrong Teresa and Jackie thing. Yeah, Teresa.
No, because they do Danielle first, and Danielle leaves, and then they bring up the daddy issues. The daddy issues come up after Teresa tries to butt in on the conversation with Louis and Melissa.
Yes, because that's right. That's how she ends up over there. Because Teresa says, when they said that she was upset, Teresa says if she had problems, she could have called me. So she said, she's like, I'm going to go over there and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So she goes over there, and before you know it, it just goes sideways again.
Yeah.
because
But
he
also,
starts...
they're doing the whole Danielle thing. This is where Danielle
Yeah.
leaves at this point.
Yeah.
Which, it's kind of repeating the same thing. But one thing I did notice, and I don't know if she slipped up or if I heard wrong earlier, but Danielle mentioned, she said, because they keep saying, oh, it's the block on the Instagram, the block on the Instagram. And I don't know if she slipped up and said that she blocked the brother on Instagram.
She did.
She said that, but I'm pretty sure every other episode before this, she said he blocked her, and that's what sparked the fight. Now, if you I don't know if she was just in the rage of the moment and she said it backwards.
Yeah, because I think she did block him initially, she said.
No, but...
Because that would make more sense.
No, but if he's...
Because he was making fun of her, so
maybe. I don't know. I was like, either... I don't know. I was like, did she slip up and either say it backwards?
Something doesn't make
or
sense
did
with
she
her.
say the true thing and say that she blocked him and that's the truth? I don't really know, but that's the little piece I was like, And then I think she pretty much leaves after there. That's when she storms out Danielle.
Yeah, but before that, that's when Teresa gets kicked to the curb because he said, why are you coming over here? That's when he was losing his marbles. He's like, why are you coming over here and getting in this space where you know that I came over here to talk to her separately and to straighten this out. Now you're coming over asking questions and like,
yeah,
he really snapped.
No, yeah, and then that's when she walked away. That was like the first time he snapped. He really snapped though when Joe came back, I think, for the car.
But to me, that was just him snapping like off of being angry. This was like something that he does with Teresa that's weird.
Like, yeah, don't talk right now. Don't talk.
Like, and to me, I feel like it's a little degrading because I know she needs to be stopped. I understand it. She gets into a spiral and she spirals and spirals, but it's the way he's doing it that's weird. And like that's
it's
what
almost like how you're like you tell your dog you're like quiet. Yeah,
it's like that's why I think Melissa said like I think he wants to be this certain way, but I think he's actually this way. And you can't, and I think sometimes he can't hide it.
What's weird to me, though, is after Teresa leaves, now, look, they make it look like it is within the same 10 seconds that he sits back down with Melissa, and Joe comes over and he's like, what's going on?
Because I think he saw him get up screaming at Teresa, so
he's
Joe
like, what's
probably
going
made
on?
his way towards him.
And Joe's like, oh, why don't you come and join the conversation? Which I think is weird, because now you're telling Teresa, get out. But you're like, Joe, come on in.
But I think it was more because
I think
it was more because of it was what they were. It was the Gorgas, but I don't think he wanted her involved because she gets crazy.
Like in the way that it just happened, where he was telling her like, get out, get out, get out. It looked bad. It made him look worse, I'll say.
And then Teresa, of course, comes over, and now another fight ensues between Danielle, Jackie, and the whole thing gets because she did the imitations that Teresa was doing of Jackie. Did you hear them? They were not on point, but hilarious. Not gotta say. I was like, whoa. But that's when she lost her mind. See, she stepped away from Louis, and he was not there to reel her in.
Into old Teresa
She stepped right back into old Teresa mode, where she was like mocking, being mean, belittling people.
Yeah.
It was one thing.
Because to the point is, also while they're doing that, while she's losing her mind, like 2 seconds before that, Melissa goes, see, she's the issue. She's losing her mind. And then they literally cut to her doing the Jackie impression. Yeah. And it's like, could it have been more perfect that she's literally losing her mind over there? Like, she can't hold a conversation.
Nope. She was a crazy person.
Yeah. And this is where she brings up the dead dad. Which is like, too far.
And I think, like, not to be mean to Danielle, but and I do understand if she said that this was the reason that she doesn't talk to her brother, it's because she's pushing up on him.
I kept trying to see if she's sitting on his head.
No, I don't think so. His head's
okay.
Fine. No, you can see it on the TV. He's X, Y, and Z, and this is what happened. I mean, I don't know. I guess Danielle's trying to say it's like, I don't know why you're so interested. Yeah. It's not that interesting of a story, but you brought it up, so now of course you've
not like Teresa and Melissa, they're both on the show. Like, it's not like her sister-in-law's on the show, where it's just like, it doesn't really matter. But I guess it's, see, I think a lot of the times they come from the thinking of like, well, if you're not going to tell the truth about this situation, then why would I believe that you're going to tell the truth? Like, like you could hold that, create your own little arsenal and be like, well, listen, she's clearly lying about the conversation that we had with Marge, if she's lying about the brother situation. I guess is that, I'm gonna assume that's probably where they're coming from mostly, is more of like, if you're lying about this, then you'll probably lie about that, which I mean I get, but it is kind of a little like,
I mean, I think Jackie definitely kept prodding her, poking her, and saying,
well,
like,
I just feel like Jackie thought she had something there, but I don't know. Jackie, you can't take her.
Yeah, that one she should have let
go. You gotta back
because
off, Jackie.
I don't think it was Like, I don't think you were going to get what you were looking for with that. But she kept saying to her, go ahead, just say it. You know, there's something to say, so just say it.
Yeah.
No, maybe there really is. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe it isn't that deep. I don't know. But
I will say, because now they're doing all this, I'm like, what is it? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
You know? Because then it's going to be like one of those things where it's going to be like Kathy Hilton Aspen, where it's probably like exactly what she said, and it's just like a boring letdown. Nothing crazy happened.
But my thing is, I don't think this is all that interesting that you... Oh, shoot. My notes just went haywire. This is all that interesting that you need to run off and leave yet again from another party.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're
because you left
making...
before they made the PJ comment. How are you going to know about the damn dad comment in the pajamas?
But I think she's making more out of it than it needs to be. Like, I think she's
Yeah,
making
see, I
this
think
bigger
that's the
than
other
it needs to
issue
be.
is,
And I don't know
too,
if
is
she's trying to go
because
with this as a storyline.
It's because she's running off and you're leaving them on this, like, this cliffhanger. It's kind of like making them more be like, ooh, okay, wait, we hit a sore subject here. So, like, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we may be getting close to the truth if you're gonna run off twice back to back now.
Yeah, she's got to stop this runoff stuff.
Well, because also, how are you gonna say you hit somebody with that right hook,
And
but you're
that's
leaving?
every
Fight.
time.
Fight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Not that I want to see them fight, but she does a lot of talky talk, and yet every time she has left the building.
You know what? I'm rearranging my thing because they also did reshow Melissa coming at Jennifer Aiden, and I was like, damn it, Melissa. I'm gonna rearrange my bets here. I want to say Danielle, but now that she has run off twice, I think Rachel Fuda would hit somebody.
You think so?
I think if you hit it just right with her, if you really mess with her and took her to the edge, I think she could get down and dirty. So until you don't run off again, Danielle, my bets are on Rachel. Sorry, that's my new girl bet. She'll throw a punch. I'm not saying this season, but I'm saying out of first right now, I think she might.
And I'm so glad that Melissa felt the need to go see what that screaming was, because that gave us to the part that we've been waiting for.
Oh,
In Daddy's pajamas.
and it was like nothing.
So disappointed. I think they would have took it somewhere if Teresa didn't walk over. I think they got distracted by Teresa walking over.
Stunned. And
Yeah,
like,
Joe's face is like, what? Why
and it was
are
like,
you wearing
you could see
my-"
him processing it, and then
Yeah.
Teresa came over and,
And
it's like, what are you guys talking about over here?
Yeah, what's going on or something. And I think that's what threw them off, because they definitely got sidetracked from that moment.
But
and
you
I
know
was
what?
just like, ugh.
Listen to our episode last week towards the end. We did enough talking that Joe doesn't even have to worry about it. We have enough questions.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing. The party ended with them driving off, so maybe next week maybe he'll like talk about the conversation with Melissa and be like, he said he wears my father's pajamas. You know, maybe they gotta come back as.
I'm sure he's going to mention that. I'm sure he's going to mention that. I think he'll mention it to Melissa at least. If
that's what I'm
nothing
saying.
else,
Like when they're talking about it later, like I could see him throwing that down, because so much did happen. Like I think it's gonna be one of those things where you like have a conversation, then you go back home and be like, oh my god, wait, I can't believe they also even said this. You know, I think it's gonna be one of those.
I do. It's definitely going to get covered.
The best part though is the whole time Louis is chowing down on one of those like big T-bone steaks they have the whole time.
Oh, wait,
if you
hold on.
notice that when
Easter
they all
egg.
regroup, they're like,
I forgot about my Easter egg. What?
What?
Wasn't it written here? Maybe I skipped it.
what was your Easter egg?
So, Louis' shirt,
What?
the ball mead shirt, you didn't see that shirt somewhere in a flashback in this same actual episode? The Tiki Barber scene, Melissa is wearing the same hot pink shirt.
Really?
I was like, wait a minute. I'm like,
Huh.
isn't that the shirt Louis was wearing? I'm like, yes, it was.
That's weird.
I'm like, okay.
Have to take a look at Lou.
Yeah, that was a kooky one, but of
Interesting.
course, you know,
But I couldn't get over because I noticed him when Teresa came back and she was just talking to Joe. If you pay attention there, he's like he's really like
Oh my
smacking
God.
hard on trying to get through that meat. I don't know,
just-
maybe he had the bone part.
I
He was
just
eating the
don't
bone.
understand how sleeping in her dad's pajamas is making somebody feel safe.
I don't know. I mean, we talked
Do
about
they
it
even
so
know?
much.
Because Gia's not home. She's at college. So, like, do people even know? And, like...
He stuffed
if he
another
had
parent
s-
sent it with her.
I don't know. That just... I really wanted it to go somewhere, so let's pray that they discuss
I
it.
hope they bring this back up because it is so weird. If not, we need this talked about at the reunion. When
Oh,
Andy says...
Andy's going to bring that
No,
up.
if
There's
Andy
no doubt.
asks for questions to be submitted for
We'll
the
have to
New
submit
Jersey,
some
we will
questions.
have to submit. Please ask Joe Gorga about the pajama comment and what he thought, because is it not weird? And then you'll hear them come and be like, Jill and Gianna from New Jersey said this. and will come up on the screen. If that happens, that'd be pretty crazy.
Well, when they were doing this fighting and Danielle left, like Rachel came over. She's like, she comes back and she's thinking we're all chatting up about what just happened with this fight with Danielle. And she goes, and all of a sudden, like, Teresa starts yelling at her about Melissa or something. She's like, oh, I see. Okay, we're all back to being self-centered, and we're right back to our own things, and nobody even cares that Danielle just left. And that's why, that's where I think Danielle's going to go wrong, because she's doing these things that people don't really care that much. But,
well, yeah, because it's right. I mean, especially since the original fight was about Teresa.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course Teresa's going to pull it back to herself. It's not like, oh, they're going to keep talking about me after I'm gone. No, they literally moved on. Like, you left, and you should have been paying attention to your surroundings to know that they had a Melissa conversation, Melissa, Joe, Louis, and Teresa conversation. That's going to supersede you any day, girl.
Oh, yeah, there's no way you're bottom barrel. And I'm sorry, but Teresa is absolutely obsessed with Melissa. And getting rid of her, or just, I don't know, getting Joe to dislike her. Or, I mean, like, at this point, it's
that's
like,
my thing about
you're breaking up
Teresa.
a family, though. Like, if you keep this up, saying
you
that
know,
your brother's...
if you did this in the beginning before they had kids, 3 kids they have.
Like, they have a huge, full-blown family going on. Like, why are you insinuating that he's not happy with her? If he wasn't happy with her, he wouldn't be with her, because I don't think Joe Gorga's like that. He would not be with her, and he would not be afraid to be without her. So, like, I just think that's all very kooky, that she keeps coming with this.
And my thing, too, with her is I can't stand it. She does it every time, even once they finish the conversation. Her thing is always tell her to fix herself. Like, because she goes to Marge, she's like, tell Melissa that she has to fix this. Melissa, tell Joe he has to fix this. No. And it's like, why does everybody have to fix everybody else's problem? What if I told you, Teresa, you have to fix this?
Well, that's what Melissa did when she kept getting up to go away. She kept saying to her, no, you need to stay here because you have to fix it. And she said to Louie, when I call her out, this is what she does. She leaves. She doesn't want to answer anything. She doesn't want to do anything, because they're like, she's like, you should have talked to us. You should have done this. You should have done that. Yeah, well, guess what? Now he's, and then too, on the creepy factor, when Joe comes to sit down and Melissa walks away and now Teresa's there, he hands him a pillow like it's the talking stick.
Yeah.
Like, only if you have to, don't start fighting.
I
don't
get
do
it.
this.
It sounds like a good idea, but
he's trying to like be like a mediator, but it's not going to happen. Have you not seen any of these seasons where these two fight and people try to help out? It doesn't work. No. It's not going to work. And he just
That was the only good thing about Joe Giudice. He didn't get involved.
No. He would just like, tell her, oh,
if something bad happened, apologize now. And that was it,
Yeah.
That was the most Joe Giudice ever really did.
And of course, it just goes back to the same old. You should have had my back when Marge was bringing this stuff out. And they said the same thing. You should have had your brother's back when Jennifer Aiden was talking smack about him.
This is their issue, too, is it's a lot of should've, could've, would've. Move on, like, well, they can't just move on because Teresa can't let go of the past. No, and she said it herself.
No, and that's what happens is that Louis said in the end he gets up and walks away because he gets it when Rachel and after Melissa and Joe leave, they have to come back in, unfortunately, because who's blocking in their car?
So perfect. Louis. Well, no, I think she could have gotten out, but she said the car won't let me go back.
Yeah,
like,
because
I think
there's
the
a car there.
No, the car, I guess, must have, like, she has one of those new ones that have, like, the sensors, which I didn't even know those new cars were that fancy that they can't even let you go back. So
Louis has to come out and move his car, obviously, so Joe comes back in, and he's like, Louis, can you move your car? And that's the weird thing. It's like, one minute he's one way, and the next minute he's like, yeah, I can move my car, no problem.
Well, because Joe started to get, he's like, and then Joe's like, you're sitting hot with Marge,
he started being sarcastic, and I guess Louis knew that this was going to set Teresa off, and that Teresa was going to go, and it was going to go.
But I don't know why he was going to try. Why didn't he just keep saying, let's go to your car, I have my keys, let's go to your car, like, I'm going to move my car. You know what I mean? Like, he should have left. I think it would have been best for him to go leave, move the car, and then be like, hey, I moved your car, Melissa's ready to go.
Yeah,
I feel like that would have been better.
Yeah, I don't know why he
would have went faster.
But you can clearly see he's starting to lose it. He says that he has nothing to lose, and he walks away, and under his breath is like talking about like fighting him, and that's what annoys me is that these producers are picking like morsels that are really good and putting them together, making you think like there was going to be some kind of fist fight between. And again, don't need to see a fight, but I'm just saying like they're making it build up like this is what's going to happen. Like they're going to,
they're going to throw down.
They're going to throw down. And I mean, this one really, because you hear him going under his breath, oh, I just want to hit him or something like that. If he doesn't get off me, I'm going to hit him or something. So you think automatically they are doing it. They're going down or what have you, but in the end, Melissa and Joe leave.
But while I think it was after when he pulled away.
Well, it was the first time they left. You got Louis saying to them, he gets up really angry and says, I'm going. I don't want to deal with it. And like, you see Teresa change her whole demeanor. She's like, why? Wait, what? And he's like, because I don't want to do this anymore. He's like, this is tiring. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You get something in your head and you're like a dog with a bone. You cannot hear anything else.
Yeah, I think that's when he left her with Marge.
Yeah, and he said to her, he goes, you're like just like your brother gets something, and even if it's right or wrong or true, you guys hold on to it like ridiculously.
Yeah.
And you can't hear anything else. And I think that's it. The best thing I've heard him say was, I think he understands that even if it's right or wrong or it's crazy sounding, if she believes it and he believes it, this is all that's going to be.
You know what,
he doesn't care if it's true or if it's like normal or anything.
Yeah.
They're they home in on it.
For me, what the best thing Louis said this episode was, I think it was when Joe and Melissa were driving away, right? He said, this family's going to have to learn the hard way.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely
Which is 100% true. We see Dolores on the phone in the coming attraction saying, if you guys don't go to this wedding, I think it's over. Mm-hmm. Which it 100% is. We do know that. But I think that's the smartest thing Louis has said, is that they have to learn the hard way. And I think because, like we said, we think they're not good because the parents. And if that's true, then they're going to have to learn the hard way. And probably, sadly, the worst part is they've really screwed themselves with timing, because like now I think it's the second oldest, Teresa's daughter, just got accepted to a college.
Yeah.
So she's off to college. Melissa's kids are growing older. Like they're all at this point where they're going to like graduate high school and go to college. For like, now it's like, if you don't pull this together, you're now missing out on key moments, which I think maybe that could help them. Maybe like seeing, these moments that they lose. I don't know. I don't even know what would fix it.
It's sad because it's the same old fight that just keeps happening, and they have to either fix it or stop, because I think the only way they're gonna fix this if they just don't talk like brother and sister. I think if they just stop, I don't want to say being friends, but they're just courteous to each other when they're in each other's company. Yeah. I think that's the only thing that's going to save them.
Well, because I will say, it didn't look like in the coming attractions, I didn't see Melissa and Teresa sitting next to each other. Like, they didn't look.
No, they definitely are not. And they used to. Even if they were fighting, they would sit next to each other.
No, I thought I saw a quick scene where I thought maybe it looked like they were next to each other at a dinner table. Like, on the Ireland trip. But I don't know. I mean, here's the thing, though.
I don't know about this Ireland trip. Jeez Louise.
But my thing is, what really is, like, now they may look good, but I think post-wedding is a whole different thing than leading up to the wedding.
Yeah. I don't know. Here's my thoughts. I'm episode 8. We're 8 in at this point, and I really expected a little bit more.
I will say, this episode did feel a little bit slow, but I don't know if it's because they were at one location the whole time. Like, there was a lot of going back and forth, the fighting. Well,
that's what it is. I feel like they are at one location for a lot.
It's over already?
Yeah, I was like, and they all made it sound like it was going to be really good, and I'm like, I don't know. It's like,
I don't know. Maybe unless it's what it's building up to.
I don't know. I feel like they keep showing us the best of the clips, and I feel like you could have put it all together in one thing, and it's, I don't know. And now they're going to like Ireland. I don't know how I feel about that. You know what?
It's disappointing about the Ireland. They should have made it like a couple's trip. Like, then you could have brought Paulie, and that would have been like a whole good thing to like really introduce him into like the group. I mean, it also at least looks like we're gonna get like finally a dinner scene of like Paulie and Frank meeting, which would be interesting, because he mentions
that he got her a ring.
He already has a ring.
So I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I feel like it could happen.
Interesting.
That was the best part. Was that it's silly. It's for me. The best parts are always the coming attractions, and then I'm let down.
Yeah. Overhyping.
Pajama-gate. That's what it should have been called, not Pizzagate. Pajama-gate.
Yeah, I cannot believe they didn't talk about the pajamas. We talked about the pajamas more in our last episode than they did.
I'm just hoping that these fights, I think that's the other thing. It's kind of the same fights happening.
Yeah.
Like, it's the Danielle fight.
There's no progress.
It's just like they ended the Dolores and the Jen fight. Good, you did it, it's done.
Yeah.
Clean your hands, move on. Now it's going to be this, like, let's beat this Danielle story into the ground.
Well, here's the thing.
I was not interested in your brother and your fight with your brother to begin with, to be honest.
Because we don't know your brother.
No.
Like, it's different.
I would have loved if they dived more into her kids, because her kids are really interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I thought that was gonna be her thing, was talking about those bougie kids. Yet to see Rachel's job still.
Yeah, I know.
Girl,
I know.
you could have dropped it. I saw tiles on the ground. I'm sure they're Fuda tiles.
Right.
Name drop it. Pull it together, Rachel. I don't know. Yeah.
I didn't think I'd like Rachel and the husband, but I think they'd be
No, I
my
like them,
favorites.
yeah.
They're very normal.
Yeah.
I feel, or something. I do
Well,
like
I
them.
mean, it's almost getting hard to like build a relationship with Danielle. She was shown so much in the beginning. Now she's
Yeah.
running off, and you kind of are left with Rachel, your new girl,
Here's my thing: if they keep Rachel and Danielle because they are good,
and bring the Fez up.
and bring her up, I guess they'd have to keep Margaret because Margaret would have to.
I
they'd
think
have to have
Marge is
somebody at Marge's, at Jennifer Fezla's. I mean, I know she can get along with the other two, but I feel like you need something to balance that out. I don't know, and I mean Dolores. I don't know what if Dolores would just leave on her own. I don't know.
I think Dolores would just. I mean, here's my thing: Dolores doesn't get in that much drama. That she's kind of just that housewife that can just hang around.
See,
she's just kind of
they
there.
could. I think they could do without Melissa as much as I'm a fan of Melissa.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think
don't know
either
whether-
way, I think you could be in trouble because it's a tricky thing because you'll see on like if you look in comments on Bravo, you'll see people be like, "Oh, let's go, Teresa. I'm rooting for
But I
Teresa,"
think it
and then you'll be like,
depends.
"What's Melissa's what's Melissa's storyline? What's Melissa's point or anything?"
Well, that's the thing is I think she's getting to the point where she doesn't have one, and I think it's going to come down to how it ends in the season. If they are not still speaking, which I don't think they
Reunion.
are.
I think reunion's going to play a big
If
part.
they
in it.
don't, if they don't come back together and fix this in the reunion, I don't.
Yeah.
I think Melissa could be out. I think they'll hold on to Teresa because
Just
I
to
think
she's the OG.
Well, I think the whole storyline with Louis is still new enough that like
I
to
think that-
to revisit Joey and Melissa, their story is
maybe
like
they would just
done.
put Melissa down to like a friend of.
Maybe she'd be if she'd accept that she might be a friend
Yeah.
of because she could still be.
She could
brought-
replace
yeah.
Jackie as the friend of.
Imagine they brought Jackie back and
Oh.
got rid of Melissa.
Sorry, Jackie, but you're just
Yeah,
not
but they
doing
know
it.
no, but they know that Jackie
She'll-
pisses off
Danielle. Ooh, yeah.
Danielle and Teresa, so that would be an ally for Marge still.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting, but
Well, leave us hopefully a good rating and let us know what you think they might do. Out of the housewives that we know already currently, what would be your cast going into the next season? I think they're
Yeah.
going to take some time off though after the
and if you had a
reunion.
backyard barbecue, what would your Disney character be? Apparently, because that's
Oh,
what
yeah,
we're doing. I
that's-
mean, apparently we're all having,
Who would you pick?
I mean, Melissa didn't have a Disney character, but however, she did have a luau that
She
had
she had Jennifer and Bill Aiden. They were the characters.
true that, but I mean, she had
They were
bread
from the
in the
Pirates
shape
of
of her
Caribbean.
name that screams Hawaiian.
Bread?
Oh, you missed that? She had a backdrop with Gorga spelled out in rolls.
No.
Somebody baked it like that, and there's a
I
person. that,
haven't missed that.
oh, you gotta go back and see that. Go back and look for the rolls in episode 7. Yeah,
I'll have
backdrop.
to.
Because she had all things Hawaiian.
All right. Well, if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down. Instead, leave a comment telling us how we can improve. Make sure you subscribe and follow and turn on notifications so you don't miss an episode. Real Housewives in New Jersey every Saturday. And on Sunday, the Real Housewives
The Ultimate Girls Trip.
We're doing that. Now they're weekly, I think. So I think it's
I
like
hope
full.
that's better because 3 episodes was.
It was so much.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot. It was exhausting.
It was a lot. I mean, I think they have potential to be really good, but I also think
Yeah.
that it was nice to have 3 in a row, but to review 3 in a row was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the poll is officially gone from Instagram once you're hearing this, but guess what? The poll, I have left it active on last week's episode. So if you listen on Spotify, you can go ahead and let us know if you think we should watch our next housewife show. Should it be the longest housewife with the most seasons, so Atlanta, or the least, so Salt Lake
I
City?
know, but we're starting to feel like we need to know what's going on in
With
that
that
Salt
Jen
Lake.
Shaw.
Yeah, I know. So
So it might be Salt
I
Lake.
don't know, it could be
but,
Salt.
oh, I forgot. Bravo News. Atlanta's coming back in May.
oh, you better get on it. That's a lot of
That's
seasons.
a lot to do. I don't know. I still have half.
So
I'm
then
only
maybe
halfway
we
through
need to do
Vanderpump.
that because they may do. Oh no, I'm sorry. They're not going to wait for Jen Shaw. She's got 14 years. I'm sorry. I thought it was like Teresa where they'd wait for her, but
They're not
yeah,
waiting.
I don't think they're waiting to come back with Jen Shaw. I think she's. This was serious stuff. That
Yeah, no, this was like
she's not.
not
coming
like,
back.
oops, my husband did something and I got taken down with it. This is
oops,
like
you're not coming back.
you're probably not going to even get a tell-all with Andy.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
If he can get into that prison, I don't know. We'll
We'll forget about her in like 14 years. Sadly,
Yeah,
probably.
we
Well, she'll
gotta-
probably end up like getting released somehow. Maybe not. I don't think so.
Maybe she could do some good behavior. Who knows? She doesn't look like good behavior people, though. I don't know. I'm just saying. Shit.
And check out our other podcast, We Talk About It All, where we talk about it all. We upload there every Friday.
Yes.
So, perfect. There you go. Now you have 3 things to watch from us
We've
this
wrapped
month.
you around the weekend.
Yeah. We're the perfect way to end your week. And we start your week with the girls' trip.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, we have to go. We
Yeah.
have to go watch Girls Trip.
Yeah, and it's getting chaotic next door, so.
And I gotta go finish catching up on Vanderpump Rules, you guys. Like, come on. I'm got 5 more seasons still.
Oh, Jesus.
They
start to go fast, I feel.
I'm picking up. I'm almost done with 4.
Well,
all right. We'll see you next week.
Hit the button.